So I think with every piece we're going to do a test fit, see what needs modifications where. On this piece here, I have to do the trick for filing down the tab a little. This one is fine because it's already set back from the front, but this one is a problem. There was one here, but I cut that off, and that is going to be easy to attach to the floor where it belongs. It is much nicer. And I think painting it a dark brown is going to help it match. I might just do that to all the walls that need it. Still up for this, I got to do the back wall here. Oh, I thought I was recording all that. All I did was to glue the door in here. Just ran a little super glue around the edge I had made for it. That would have been good to have shown off, but there is a lip back there to hold it in place, and just ran some baking powder and super glue down the edges and sealed it up nice and tight. Fiber optics for this piece will go in afterwards. I wanted to see how much is actually going to be visible through this window here before I did any designing, and it looks like a fair amount. You can definitely see down through to the bottom here, so I'll have to create a fake floor afterwards. One LED in the side to light it all up, plus 4 fiber optics there and several over on this wall. I can safely do the airlock background after I install this piece, so it is ready and going back in a bag. So what we'll do is pre-flight all of these. Well, notably, all these pieces need to have dark brown on their lower tabs done. Next up, we'll take a look at the freezer walls. Overall, everything fit really well last time. The only thing that seemed odd was the looseness between the walls and the cabinets, I guess I'd call them. That's definitely a tight fit on this one, but it fits properly. Not all 3 wall segments are going to be the same. Not all of them are going to fit as easily as the others. So I'm satisfied with those. Next up, the back room. I do regret having shaved off these tabs as I did, because the solution that Dave and Elliot came up with was definitely a good one. So the challenge here is going to be getting this wall flat with that underside there and kicking this wall into place up there. Part of that is hampered by the shell I've created for this. I may have to average it and just make it look kind of close. Another thing I may have to do is glue down some wedges here going across, so I've got more surface to glue this to, and have that entire area just completely done off. However, on this, while this can go in any time, one thing I still have to do is this back window and the wainscoting, basically. Sometimes there's a fire extinguisher back here, so this piece will need to be in place with everything else to see how I'm really going to fit it. There's a few fiber optics running through the side there. I still have to do the wainscoting and the rear window, and that is otherwise all set. And finally, there's the command console. This is the tab I broke off trying to get this free. So this is what caused the problem on the last time, and this time what I'll be doing is putting each of these walls in first and then slotting this down in between to make sure that it fits properly. Going through my lighting notes, I noticed that the radar panels here do not have full green lighting, what is lit is the central bar that sweeps and a bit of the triangle of that sweep. So in order to duplicate that effect, what's going to need to happen is a tube in each of these ends with a pi section off so I can funnel green light into that area and not affect the rest of it. Actually, I think a black Sharpie is going to do just as well. In fact, I'm so confident of that. I'll do it right now. I just got to do a little tracing from the back side of where the sweep arm is. There we go. Looks good against the lamp here. This triangle doesn't cut deep enough into the center area, so I'm going to do a little extra on this one. So a slightly bigger sweep on this one would have been nice. The other one a little closer to the center would have been good. Let's see if I can show this off actually. So that doesn't look too bad from here in the reflection of the camera. I can't quite tell how focused it is. I think that's fairly focused. So yeah, this one over here, a little wider on the sweep, otherwise just about perfect really. And this one here, where am I? There we are. And that one there, a little deeper towards the center and a little less wide would have been good. That center console looks nice. This is going to look really sweet. But you know what? I still got to install some brass tubes anyway because I've got to contain the LEDs that are going to go back here. That's too much random light to have bouncing around. So that's got to be installed next. Alright, so here we are with a test fit of these walls. I had to shave down a couple of the openings for this one in particular to get it a little better fit. I'll probably have to do that with all of the standing wall segments. And I've also shaved down the brass here, so it's just barely not in the way. And what I figure I'm going to do is glue these two walls in first and use them to position this guy here. So I do have to shave off just a little down there for the floor. And I suppose I should also get that center one now that I'm looking at it. So I'll shave that down too, probably just a little bit like that and just a little right there. I'll trim a little more right there. This is looking good overall. I did a little damage here on the top. Let's see if it's actually visible. Just barely. So this I will do a really quick repatch tonight once this settles up. Let's check the fit again here. So it's barely visible. I mean, I can't see it on the camera lens here, but so I don't even know if that's visible there. There we go, now it should be. So it's definitely going to be visible even though it's tucked away in a little corner there. Let's check the bottom. That's a much better fit all around. So I'll cut that middle brass piece and get working on this floor patch. Now I am hoping on this piece that I'll just be able to use the razor blade and pop this piece off without damaging the wall. Not too difficult. You know, come on, cooperate here. So I guess we'll let this sit for a while.